atmosphere was great. They're into the game the whole time, and I just want to say thank you to all the people that came out to watch us play.
Finally, basketball weather, and it's March.
Yeah, it's like Indiana. No, I thought the atmosphere was great. You have two teams that it's a privilege for both of them to be in this tournament, and they played like it. And I knew it was going to be a tough game, and they're going to give us everything that they had. And so, it was probably the worst first half one of them I've ever been a part of, though. And so, we got off to such a bad start offensively, but then our defense really hung in there. We only gave up 35 to keep them around the 70-point range that we like. But, boy, I mean, I've never been a part of such a slow start of the first half.
Coach, how much of it in the first half offensively was it Jacksonville's defense, or was it you guys' shot selection?
I'd say it was our shot selection. We took too many jump shots. And when you're not hitting jump shots, you need to drive the ball, because we checked that we'd only go on the free throw line maybe 5 or 6 times with maybe 7 minutes to go, and we need to be more aggressive than that. I just didn't think we were aggressive enough by driving the ball. And I don't mind jump shots, but it's better when you drive the ball from a situation, draw the help inside out. Those are good jump shots. But when you come down, dribble around, just pass the ball and jack it up, that's not very good. And that's what we had. We had no cutting. We had no screening. It was 5 guys around the semicircle. Whoever got the ball tried to make a move off the dribble while the other 4 just stood and watched. And I thought, what made the difference, we actually cut and moved in the second half.
You went a lot smaller in the second half, too.
We had to, from a defensive standpoint. Their kids are skilled, and that whole league's that way. There's not a lot of big men in that league. They're skilled 6'6", 6'7" kids, and from a defensive standpoint, we wanted to be able to switch all 5 guys, and so we just had to go smaller and more athletic.
On top of that, can you talk about the 2 guys beside you and how much of a difference they made?
Oh, huge. I'm happy for Dwayne to end like he has these last 2 to 3 weeks, because, the poor kid had a great preseason, and then he hurts his foot and doesn't practice for 4 weeks, and we really didn't have the real D-Way for the first month and a half of the Big 12. And now the reason we've come on strong the last couple of weeks because we got him back healthy. And then we've been on Brad to rebound all year long, and he finally proved to himself that he can rebound. I mean, to get double-digit rebounds and actually a double-double, and Dwayne was one off. I mean, that's the stuff you don't – it's sad that's the stuff you don't hear about on SportsCenter. But from a coaching standpoint, when you get guys that can score some buckets but also give you double-digit rebounds, I'll take those guys anytime. No, I actually was calm at halftime. They probably thought I was going to go off. I had a good time. I had a good time out. That was in the first half. Got my message across. But I have trust in these guys. I mean, that won us in the first half, and I just felt I'm sitting in there. Okay, do I get after them, or I've already got them after them in timeout. They're better than this, and plus these guys get on each other. I mean, the good thing about our locker. My locker was right next to theirs, and so I can hear them. And I heard them getting on each other and talking, and so that's what we want from a leadership standpoint. We really haven't had that, since Ronald Ross, and we've had it this year. And so really I think they self-motivated themselves at halftime, and I really didn't honestly, I didn't really say much to them except let's just play like we can. And we talk about the matchups, but it wasn't any new Rockney or anything like that. It's mostly these guys policing themselves.
Coach, the alley-oop to take the lead, it seemed like complete confidence shifted Texas Tech's ways. I mean, Jacksonville would come within 1, but they just couldn't get over the hump. I mean, what was it that just kind of snapped?
Well, I think the guys got their momentum going, and we're a team that can push it up. And now you got the crowd, though. The crowd's with you, and that's what we always talk about as coaching. When you get that home crowd, and I told them, too, at the timeout, that if we can take the lead, this place is just going to go nuts. And the way that we did it, though, was even better. And it's tough. We've been in that position on the road, and you can ask players. I mean, it's tough when a team comes back and takes a lead on their own home court and gets the crowd behind them. So it really had to do with the crowd, and then that just energized our guys.
At the beginning of the season, would you have ever thought that continuing your season at this point would come down to being able to play good defense?
Yeah.
You would have been able to do this.
I thought so. I mean, I was hoping so. But I didn't know, just especially at times, we had some rough halves and games even this year. But overall, I think defensively we're much improved. And so this is why I was hoping that games would come down. And, now we've held 2 opponents, and I've always said this, that the key mark 70 points or below. And we've done that the last 2 games, and we won them.
Coach, with one more game before possibly going to Madison Square Garden, how important, how hard is it
I don't think it's hard because they know they have to win that game to get to New York. And win or lose, these guys, to win these 2 games, you know, they put themselves in position, won 19 games already, 5 more than we did last year. There's just so many positives, and just whatever happens in Oxford is just going to be, you know, just something added to it. And they've already done better than what we did last year, which was a key in the way they're finishing. This really, no matter what happens out in Oxford, this still is a great 2 weeks for us to build on for next year. And the good thing about this, we got 2 good weeks to build on next year from a confidence standpoint, but we have those 3 bad weeks that if they get out of line at all we got to do is remind them of those. And so we got both as a coach in my hands that I can use in the spring, summer, and fall. But, you know, hopefully we aren't done yet. But, you know, it's going to be a tough game going to Oxford, but I'm just happy to have the chance. Our whole goal is let's get to that 3rd game so we have a chance to go to New York.